Can different molecules be separated from each other? Before we attempt to answer this question, let's think about this. Imagine you have a collection of green marbles and a collection of red marbles. Now, if you bring them together, you have a mixture of red and green marbles. Now, if you want to separate your mixture of marbles, all you have to do is reach in, pull all the red marbles out and put them in one stack, and reach in and pick out all the green marbles and put them in another stack. And you have separated your mixture of marbles. Now, separating mixtures of molecules is not as simple as that. Scientists have had to develop special ways in which to separate mixtures of different molecules. Let's look at one of those ways that they have developed for doing this. The experiment consists of this. Let's take 2 cups and fill them nearly full with water. And let's place them close to the edge of our table. And now I'm going to take a piece of paper toweling, and with a pair of scissors I'm going to cut out a strip of the paper toweling. And now I'm going to take some green food coloring, and I'm going to put a drop of green food coloring on the paper towel, like so. And now we need to let the food coloring dry on the paper towel, so let me set this down. Let's take a second piece of paper toweling, and let's now put a drop of red food coloring on it. Now, what we want to do is we want to determine if green food coloring is actually a collection of different molecules that happen to give us a green color when they are mixed together. And we want to do the same thing for red food coloring. We want to see if red food coloring is actually a mixture of different molecules that when mixed together they give us red. Now, I have 2 strips of paper toweling with a spot of green food coloring and a spot of red food coloring that are already dry. So let's use these. Let's take our strip of paper, or strip of paper toweling, and let's dip the towel into the water, and we want to dip the end that's closest to our spot in the water. Now, we don't want to dip the spot in the water. And let's let the rest of the paper towel hang over the side there. Let's do the same thing for our paper towel that has the red spot. Again, we do not want to dip the red spot in the water, and we'll let the towel hang over like that. Now, this experiment is going to take about 15 or 20 minutes. So what we'll do is we'll come back every few minutes and look to see what is occurring. Okay, it's been about 5 minutes. Let's look at our experiment. And let's look at the paper towel that was spotted with the green food coloring. As you can see, the green food coloring is moving through the paper towel as the water moves down through the paper towel. If you look very carefully, you can see some blue starting to appear. Let's look at the paper towel that was spotted with the red food coloring. You can see again that some of the red food coloring is moving down through the paper towel with the water. But it doesn't appear that there are any other colors present. Okay, it's been about 10 minutes now, so let's return to our experiment and see what's happened. Let's look at the paper towel that was spotted with green. As you can see, it looks like the green food coloring has moved down a little further. And it looks like there might be some more blue coming out. Let's look here at the paper towel that was spotted with the red food coloring. And again, we see that the red is still moving down through the paper toweling, and we don't see any other colors starting to appear. Let's let the experiment go a little further. Okay, it's been about 15 minutes, so let's go ahead and stop the experiment. And let's take a look and see what we have. And let's look at the paper towel that was spotted with the green food coloring. If you look very carefully, you can definitely see some blue in the paper toweling, particularly over here in this corner and in this region right here. And it looks like there might be some yellow color also up above in this region of the paper toweling. Let's look at the piece of paper towel that was spotted with red food coloring. As you can see, all we see all the way down the paper towel is just red. There are no other colors really coming out. Okay, we've allowed our paper towels to dry for several hours, and let's take a closer look now at our experiment. And I think we can see more clearly with this example the separation of the different molecules that are in green food coloring. Notice the blue band of color down on the bottom here, and I believe you can see yellow color on top here. And again, there's still some green that has not separated yet. Let's look at the red food coloring. Here is our paper toweling. And if you look carefully, you will see that really the only color that is present is red. So this observation suggests that red food coloring is a collection of molecules that are red, whereas our green food coloring is actually a mixture of molecules that are blue and molecules that are yellow. Now, why don't you try this experiment? Why don't you take and add a drop of blue food coloring to a cup of water that contains a drop or two of yellow food coloring. See if you get green. This technique or method for separating a mixture of different molecules is called chromatography. And chromatography means color writing. Looking at this example, can you understand why it's called color writing?